should be able to decide whether they want to or not.
I get that. To be honest, I really don't understand why the entire league doesn't do a DH at this point. Like, what the hell's the point? How many home runs are... If you want to use your DH spot to allow your pitcher to hit, if you have someone like Onati, but if you don't want to use that, then why the hell are you having your pitcher go up there when you know that his pathetic ass is going to strike out?
Yep, or try and bunt.
Right, if baseball wants to be more entertaining, then get another bat in there that can actually hit the ball versus somebody who's going to struggle.
Exactly. Anyways, I just wanted to throw that universal DH thing out there because we didn't mention it. We did skip over it. Back to the NBA. I am fucking excited for basketball to get back. I just want to watch Steph Curry. He's back. I want to see the Warriors somehow make it to the playoff, do really well, and screw themselves out of a good draft pick. But are they?
Okay.
Yeah. Well, because they were so bad at the beginning of the season, I would be pissed if for the third year in a row, a team significantly better than the Knicks gets a better draft pick than the Knicks because of bullshit draft lottery.
I mean, okay.
All right.
I don't know how to respond to that. I mean, I can understand where you're coming from.
Agreed.
Yeah. So, do you guys have anything more to say about basketball?
No, I'm all basketballed out now.
All right. All right. We are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we will we'll touch on the NFL and the NHL. You're listening to Dan D'Antoni Sports. And welcome back to Dan D'Antoni Sports. Just a quick recap. In the first half of the show, we went over Major League Baseball's return. We went over the NBA's return. Now, here in the second half, we are going to discuss the start of the 2020 NFL season, and we will touch on the NHL return. Guys, let's start right away with the NFL. The NFL right now seems like their plan is to proceed with everything as normal. We already did the draft. The virtual draft was a hit. People got really excited. So, what is the NFL season going to look like? They're going to have the same number of games. Doesn't seem like anything is going to change. The biggest thing, I think, would be the number of fans that are allowed to attend the games, if at all. So, what do you expect from the NFL this season?
Definitely no fans to start, probably.
no fans to start. Yeah.
I mean, I think that the NFL is in a very specific, situation, and the fact that the NFL can really decide and choose and adapt to what is happening with all of the other sports going forward with what they're doing. So it's hard to say how they're going to approach it, but I think that the NFL, being the company that it is, it's going to be monitoring all of it and then deciding based on that.
Yeah, they are, you're right, in that unique position to where all the other sports are going to resume before the NFL does. Presumably, we still don't have a date with hockey, so we're not sure what the NHL plans to do. But the NFL doesn't start till September, and like I said, they seem very content with just doing everything business as normal, doing everything the way the season was planned out at the end of last year. With the exception of a lot of players have voiced their concerns, and I don't think they're going to be playing the Hall of Fame game, and they actually might not even play any preseason games. So it seems like...
Good. This would be a test. And who the fuck cares about preseason? Other than the fact that you're trying to figure out who should be on your roster, if you can't figure that out by practice, I can't fucking help you. You fucking take the risk. If they don't work, drop them, hire, or sign somebody fucking else.
I think what the NFL needs to do, if there is no preseason, is to expand the number of roster spots and salary cap for this season so that they can actually get a gauge.
Grow up. The NFL is not doing that. That means more money that's coming out of the owner's pocket. No. You've been missing the theme of this entire discussion.
Why can't just come out of Goodell's pocket?
I mean, surprisingly, Goodell has been a good guy throughout like this entire thing. So, we gotta cool it with the hate on Goodell until he suspends Tom Brady or Ezekiel Elliott for nothing. So, I think the NFL is in the best position simply because of what you said, Tony. They do have the advantage of seeing, okay, so we can have, a third of our fans who can't be here, but we can still do it like this because that's how Major League Baseball did it, and it worked. That's how the NBA did it, and it worked. That's how hockey did it, and it worked, so let's do that. They have the benefit of not being the guinea pig, not being the first to do something, so that they have the benefit of learning how to do things.
Yeah, they have that advantage, and I think that the NFL is already going through, has already been through the ringer based on how they've handled most situations, and either A, they're going to learn from it, or two, they're going to crash and burn. I mean, that's what they're going to do, and whether it's crash or burn, it's hard to compete with a sport that owns a day of the week. I mean, they compete against God and they win.
That's a very good point. They compete against God and they win. That's a very good point.
I'm just saying, they have all the advantage in front of them to be able to get this off without a hitch. And what we're overlooking is the fact that college football is almost triple the size as far as rosters are concerned, staff is concerned, and they're already learning about the problems that college football is dealing with. They have all of the opportunity in front of them to be able to see the evidence, see what works, see what doesn't, and be able to actually present something that's entertaining but also a full product, which all other sports right now, because they were in either the midst of what they were doing or their peak of what they were doing, or they had to start as this was happening, the NFL doesn't have to worry about any of those factors. No,
you're right. And I just want to touch on college football really quickly. I don't think there's going to be a college football season. So many kids have tested positive for coronavirus. So many schools are going through drastic changes because of what's going on. I think that there's a very good chance that college football doesn't play this season. And that upsets me.
College football does play this season, but I think that it's going to force the restructure of it. And even so, we were talking about this in a chat. This wasn't something that, I don't know, maybe you guys have touched on when I wasn't here, because, again, I've been golfing, and this is going to be an issue for me over the summer, trying to make it every time.
Gallivanting, right?
Yeah. Fuck you, I've been dropping my score, so I don't really care. That being said, there's part of me that feels like if they do what we were talking about in the chat, that was if they just go to a conference schedule, this may open the door and may actually, in the long run, progress the argument that the playoff needs to be expanded. It might be a byproduct of it that we're not thinking about if that's the way that NCAA has to go, because they have to push off all of the non-conference matchup, which I don't want to do. I was looking forward to Ohio State going into Eugene, Oregon, and beating the shit out of Dano's Ducks.
You shut your whore mouth.
Yeah, well, you know what? The fucking weather is great on Whore Island.
Yeah, so I do... Personally, I think that that's what they should do. There's been no talk about getting rid of the out-of-conference games, but the smart thing to do would be to have, for the smaller conferences that can host it, just every team go to a centralized location every week and play all of the games there. For like the Big Ten, they're 12. They're 10 teams. You can get 5 games in on a Saturday in one location. If you start it early enough, you can get all 5 games in every week.
Yeah, but I also still think that college football has the advantage in the fact that they're fucking testing people early. They're fucking trying to put implements in place, and I think it's going to benefit the NFL in the long run. But the fact that they have the advantage that they don't need to necessarily start right on time, I mean, you can eliminate some of the cupcake matchups. I mean, it is what it is, but I mean, you lose out big time when you have a game like Ohio State against Oregon. Like, don't get me wrong, like, that text conversation or our message conversation could have been the end of our show, because I might get violent with Dano. But, and I don't expect him to be reserved in any way either. I just feel like, Dan, you're probably going to chime in, and BB might have 2 cents to add here, but it's just going to be a lot of animosity.
Could be, but
No, it would. At least on my part.
Always on your part.
I don't hold anything back, and when my team is playing another team, no. Dan, I avoid the chat whenever Ohio State plays Penn State, and there's a reason I do that. Because if I really told you what I felt, this would just be Dan.
But listen, let's be honest. The Penn State-Ohio State game is a top 5 game every season. It is one of the most exciting games to watch.
That's what I was looking for in another team out of all of our teams that I could actually experience with Dan O'Shea, because I don't normally get that. Like, Ohio State and Oregon, we're not playing all the time.
This is only going to be, what, the
That's
second...
off that in the regular season, like, matters.
Right.
Yeah. But...
Like, the only time we would normally see each other would be in a playoff if it happened. Like, I am excited that even in 2027 and 2028, Ohio State is playing Alabama in the regular season.
But by then, Alabama's going to be nothing because Nick Saban retired.
There is that possibility, but the fact that was even agreed to by both of the schools is ridiculous to me.
Right, and
because one, Alabama never does that shit, and 2, Ohio State doesn't like taking that risk ever since fucking dickhead fucking planted the Oklahoma flag on our field.
Yeah.